Dom de Mongo.
Bow, 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 bow. Shot the nigga. Bow, shot his ass. Bow, 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 bow.
It's an evil world we live in.
Wouldn't let that shit happen to me though.
Beats Planet.
Oh boy. I be damn. Boy. Hey, I tell you what, man. Jerry Jones is like Christmas and Thanksgiving. That boy has got no class. So I'm minding my business. I was taking a walk the other day. You know what I mean? Just cooling it. You know, people asking me questions. My mother texts me. She asked me a question. She say, son, who you rooting for in the game today? You rooting for the Eagles or the 49ers? And I promptly put my glasses on and told my mother, I hope they cancel the damn game. 'Cause that's how I felt. On top of that, I was like, boy, Eagles going to the Super Bowl is what it is. So I'm minding my business, having a conversation with my family, playing Madden 07, getting ready to go live on twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi to have some fun, minding my business. I get a text from the homie, William Steele. Y'all know him as Skywalker Steele. I'll go ahead and play a sound drop. He here.
The sky's the limit.
I'll go ahead and play a sound drop. I get a text from Skywalker Steele while simultaneously getting 3 other texts that said the same thing. And I hopped on Twitter and it is confirmed. So I was like, I must hop on my Twitter machine, look my people in the eye, and give my thoughts and opinions on this shit, because it happened expeditiously. They ain't waste no time. I won't even put the glasses back on. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen. This is huge. A lot of shit happened here, you know. A lot of angles can come from this, right? And I'm gonna take my time and talk about all of them. Right? The first thing that came up in my mind was I started doing the Carlton dance, right? Because I like, oh shit, we got a new offense coordinator, right? You know, but you always have to be fair in these situations, you know, because it's easier to get worse than better. Like, it's very easy to get worse. You know what I mean? You know, we can come up here talking about some I hate Kellen Moore, and before you know it, you know, we out here, you know, looking even more trash because we done brought some other lit scrub up here. So there's problems here, right? But the one thing that really made me think, right, was I wonder if this was a last hurrah of some sorts. I wonder if this was a I've tapped you on the shoulder moment. I wonder if this is a Jerry Jones having a come to Jesus meeting with Mike McCarthy, right? Because, you know, what we've gotten for Mike McCarthy's whole tenure is, Mike, you're in charge here, right? Yeah, you know, Kellen is a Jones guy, you know what I mean? But Mike McCarthy, for the most part, brought all his homeboys in here. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when Mike McCarthy just brought all his homeboys up? What watch am I wear today? We're gonna wear the Seiko. Mike McCarthy brought all his homeboys up in here, and they was like, all right, Mike, we're gonna trust you on this. This on you. And Tom Sula was trash, and Mike Nolan was trash, and all his other homeboys was trash, and the wide receiver coach was trash, and the candle, we ain't doing nothing else. And the wide receiver coach was trash, and the linebacker coach wasn't about shit. You know what I mean? I said Nolan Ryan, my bad. What's his name? Nolan. It wasn't Nolan Carroll. that's a DB. Mike Nolan, my bad. Mike Nolan. I didn't say Nolan Ryan, did I? Mike Nolan. Here we go. And Mike Nolan wasn't about shit. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, all right, Mike McCarthy, all this is on you. And the one recurring theme that we got, I said Nolan Ryan, my bad. The one recurring theme that we got was, Mike, we're going to give you an opportunity to fix it. Right? You're the head coach. We'll let you stay, but we're going to give you an opportunity to fix it. You feel me? So Mike says, okay, well, if I can't have my friend Mike Nolan up here, and just rightfully so, Mike Nolan wasn't about shit. That's when he makes the change to Dan Quinn. That actually works out. But Kellen just hangs around, and that's fine that Mike chose for Kellen to hang around. But it always seemed like Mike had his own decisions to have his own people, except for Kellen, right? And then today, what gets really strange, not today, but this week, right? What got really strange, Vanilla Birch from Bath and Body Works, by the way. What got really strange with this whole Mike McCarthy coaching tenure thing is just that out of nowhere, Mike was stripped from his responsibilities of, you decide who's coaching here, right? Like, it seems like it was up to the Joneses now. Who was making the decisions to be the coaches here, right? Because all of Mike McCarthy homeboys just got fired. You know what I mean? Even the Mike McCarthy, right? Even the Mike McCarthy homeboy that ain't really a coach. What's old boy name? Chat, help me out. The Mike McCarthy character is actually two of them. One is like, and look, Chat, we all need a friend like Mike McCarthy to just come into this organization and make up a job title for you, right? One of these cats was the senior executive offensive analyst, coach assistant, lunchroom motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like they was making up names. You know what I mean? It was one of these cats that was with the Giants, the dude with the mustache, right? But he came over here, not Rob Davis. He was recently, but it was another cat, right? And I was like, oh well, he's new to the staff. What's his job? What he do? Oh well, he's Mike McCarthy's senior assistant, analytics, offensive plan put together personnel person. You know what I mean? Like he McAdoo. Thank you, McAdoo is that guy, right? And I was just like, damn, like he ain't even got a title for real. He's just a dude that's here. And then his other homie that ain't really got a job title, he's just here. And all of a sudden, they just clean those dudes out. Jerry Jones and them just start cleaning those dudes out, right? One by one, Mike McCarthy just, we're just slowly but surely making you less involved in this coaching thing, right? So when all the other characters got fired and we all popped a bottle of champagne because Dan Quinn was retained, there was the whole Kellen Moore thing. And when Mike McCarthy had his press conference, me and Will still gonna break this down tomorrow on the volume. When Mike McCarthy had his press conference, they was like, yo, Mike, what you think about Rob Davis, your homeboy you just fired? And Mike was like, oh, man, I got so much to say about Rob Davis, boy, man. Rob Davis was so good to us, boy, man. I'm a hurt to see him go, man. That's my boy, man. But damn. Mike, what you got to say about your other coach? Man, love them coaches, man. They came in. They put work. They did fantastic things, man. They was here. I love them to pieces. I'm going to dance at they kids' wedding, man. Boy, I love them. Boy, them boys, man. Damn, boy. I hate to see them go. Yo, Mike, what you think about Dan Quinn? Yo, just had a conversation with Dan Quinn. I am ecstatic that we kept that motherfucker. Like, I'm just, boy, oh boy, I'm walking on sunshine for Dan Quinn. Doom. You know what I'm saying? He had everything in the world to say, but now he says, okay, well, Mike McCarthy, what you think about Kellen Moore? Well, we're gonna evaluate Kellen just like we evaluate everyone else, and I'll answer that question for y'all one day. I'll just give y'all boys that answer one day. But Mike McCarthy, I mean, don't you have any answer about Kellen? And then Mike got pissed off, right? He said, hey, look, I ain't got time to fuck around with y'all today. Now y'all I ain't got time for this now. I talk to you about Kellen when I'm ready to talk to you about Kellen. And me and all the round table chat, man, the round table group chat, we was just like, that's peculiar. It was like, that's interesting. Right? That he took that tone when talking about Kellen, right? Like, you know, everything else was so secure, right? Like there's constants and there's variables, right? And the constants were he felt good about Dan Quinn and where he was, his standing in the organization. He felt good about AD. He felt good about Al Harris and them. I ain't ready to talk about Kellen Moore yet, man. You know, we'll evaluate him. We'll talk. We'll talk about it. What this meant to me was, hey, this whole Kellen Moore thing is gonna need more than one day to think about. This Kellen Moore thing is gonna take multiple days for us to really evaluate what's going on here. So now I wonder if this was another move in which Jerry Jones tapped Mike McCarthy on the shoulder, just like they tapped him on the shoulder with Tom Sula, just like they tapped him on the shoulder with Mike Nolan, Ryan Nolan, Nolan Carroll, just like they tapped him on the shoulder, you know, with all his other friends and Rob Davis and the super duper secret, right? Just like Jerry tapped him on the shoulder about all those people, right? I think this was a day where normally it's a shoulder tap, but this time it was just a strong ass 73-year-old hand on the shoulder. And Steven's Illuminati 55 hand was on the other shoulder. And it was just like, now Mike, what we gonna do about this offensive play calling, bro? What we gonna do? What the business is? And I feel like Mike McCarthy took matters into his own hands. I'll even read you the tweet. I think he took matters into his own hands and he said, you know what? I'll fire this motherfucker and I'll call plays myself. Give me one more chance to fix this offense. I think that's what Mike McCarthy may have said, right? Because look, I'm sure Jerry's fielding phone calls. I'm sure Jerry's fielding phone calls. And I'm positive. Let me turn this shit down. I'm positive that if Mike McCarthy has another upsetting year, then Dan Quinn's the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm positive of that shit. Dan Quinn looked 3 other head coaching jobs in the face, right? While he's making head coach money as a defensive coordinator right now. Jerry Jones just got a whole brown paper bag full of money waiting on Dan Quinn and them. Said, look, Dan, I appreciate your patience tonight. I'm not saying that this has happened. I'm not reporting that this has happened. This is only Voch's opinion with a little bit of satire in it. Not a lot. I'm willing to bet you $20 to a donut that Jerry Jones got a big list of dudes that could be the head coach for his team. Mike McCarthy's one of them. Sean Payton is one of them. He got a race. And I bet you Dan Quinn is another one. And I bet you Jerry Jones or somebody, some Illuminati person that handles business for Jerry Jones has looked Dan Quinn in his eyes just like I'm looking at y'all right now. And he said, yo, look, Dan, I appreciate your patience tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And I appreciate that. You're making your monies. If you need another brown paper bag full of money, I got many brown paper bags and I got many monies. Hang in there, brother Quinn. And I bet you he said it without saying it. He probably says, you know, man, y'all know how them salesmen do. You know how the salesmen do. Jerry Jones probably hit that boy with, oh, you know, there's many opportunities in this organization if you just stick around. You know how they talk, man. You know how they talk. Oh, know it's many opportunities in this organization if you just hang around. You know, it's plenty room to climb in the company. Y'all know how they talk to him when it's time to start talking that talk. Jerry Jones looked Dan Quinn in the eye, cuz. He looked Dan Quinn in the eye. He said, how much is going to cost to turn one of them defensive coordinator pies into pies? I'm not playing with y'all. That's what he said. So now, I wonder if Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy are playing a game of chicken. Right? Yo, Mike. Boy, I'll tell you what, man. Cause we was about to smack the shit out you. Cause look, Jerry Jones looked Mike McCarthy face and said, hey man, look, we was about to smack the shit out you if you didn't fix this defense, man. You did a fantastic job fixing this defense. Mike, you got one more chance. You got one more chance, Mike. How about we just gonna go ahead and push Kellen off the bridge. We sick of him. You ain't even pick Kellen. We pick Kellen for you. We about to go ahead and push Kellen Moore off the bridge, sir. You got one more chance to fix this. And if you don't, and this Dan Quinn over there just sitting around, just. Can you imagine Dan Quinn in that meeting just sitting around, just. And look in the back of Dan Quinn, man, he hitting that boy with the.
Wouldn't let that shit happen to me though.
Are you kidding me?
It's an evil world we live in.
I know Future. I know Super. So listen, what the actual tweet was, I think like David Moore or something like that tweeted out, Dallas Morning News, something like that. I think what was also interesting about the tweet was, it was Kellen Moore is out as offense coordinator. Mike McCarthy's calling plays now. I don't even know if that's something that's gonna stick. I don't even know if that's something that's gonna hang around. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's gonna be, you know, I don't even know if that's gonna be a long-term option or whatever. Mike McCarthy calling plays, because I really don't know how I feel about Mike McCarthy calling plays for sure. Let me actually go ahead and set my roadcast up so I can hear from Fuster King. Y'all want to hear from your boy Fuster King? Let me go ahead and set up the phone so we can hear from our guy Fuster King. But I do think it's it's actually true that Mike McCarthy is calling plays for now. He's calling plays for now because they don't have an offense coordinator. And they have no goddamn offense coordinator. So of course, Mike McCarthy got to call plays for now. But I'm sure they're gonna be crossing their T's and dotting their I's. I'm sure they're gonna put more time into this whole head coaching talk and things of that nature. It would behoove them to simply just have Mike McCarthy call plays and not even look for any other offense coordinator options or any other play calling options. That'll just be silly of them. So I do think for now Mike McCarthy's calling plays, but I think this whole thing stems from Mike. You got one more time. Mike, and if you can't fix it, then we're gonna hit your ass with the old yeller. But if anybody's smiling at the end of this shit, it's Dan Quinn. Oh, Dan Quinn is one smiling motherfucker, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Dan Quinn ain't got a worry in the world. Dan Quinn ain't got a worry in the world. You understand me? Dan Quinn is the only one in this exchange. He's the only one in this exchange that's just. And listen, man, bro, like I think the high teams that were in on Dan Quinn was like Broncos, Colts, and like Cardinals or something, right? And look, if you Dan Quinn, man, you gotta ask yourself, man. You're like, bro, man, I gotta win a situation over here, dog. I ain't gotta be, you know what I mean? I don't have to, you know. I'm not about to fucking go coach Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? I'm not about to go deal with the. I mean, I got Micah Parsons over here, bro. Like, get away. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's many reasons why Dan Quinn would be the guy to stay here. And somebody in the chat gonna be asking, Voch, why are we talking about Dan Quinn? Because I think Dan Quinn is the most important piece because he's the most concrete piece right now. That don't make sense to y'all? Dan is the most concrete piece right now. Everybody on edge but him. I'm sure that if we had a conversation with Dan would be like, Tom, life good, motherfucker. I'm watching football this week. We good. Mike McCarthy's stressed out right now. Kellen Moore gone, but I'm sure Kellen Moore was stressed out. I'm gonna open the phones up. Y'all hang tight. I got you. I just think this is a last ditch effort, man. Let me get Foots the King online. Then I'm gonna open up the phones for y'all to get y'all's thoughts and opinions. Also too, while I'm here, I'm gonna reach out to Jeff Kavanaugh. I'm gonna reach out to Foots the King. I'm gonna reach out to Okoye Media. I'm gonna reach out to Fox Sports' David Hellman, just to see if I can get a little quote on this or something like that. Is now I'm asking the chat right now. Is there anybody else that y'all would potentially want to hear from? Now's the time. Let me see if I can get Foots the King on the phone, man. But this is interesting, man. And look, Jerry Jones childish as hell, cause he just want yo fam, like why they doing they exit not exit, why they doing they championship press conferences, dog. We just gonna go ahead and drop this, bro. We just gonna go ahead and drop this. Law Nation Live, I can't call them, but me and Law can definitely try to do a collaborative situation. So y'all hang tight. We'll see. Foots the King. How I find Foots? I go to YouTube. There we go. We'll see if we can get Foots the King. This shit was so sudden, bro. Like, we normally have like some type of heads up when shit like this happens. We ain't got nothing. See if I'm gonna call Will Steele too. See what he got to say. Let's get Foots the King on the phone.
Call has been forwarded to an automated.
Foots don't give a fuck about me. Foots don't care. No, Foots don't care nothing about me. You hear me? Foots phone always off, bro. Let me just text Foots and be like, just call me. I be like, hey yo, Foots, man, come on, get some of these views, man. Don't answer. I just told Foots to call me. All right, cool. Y'all did call it, man. Y'all did say Foots wasn't gonna answer the phone. Y'all definitely said that. Let me set these phones up, bro. But I think the hold on. This may be loud. Hold on.
There are 4 participants in the conference.
God damn. Hold on, cuz. Hold on. The damn phone wasn't
The
even
recording has started.
The phone
All
wasn't
participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
There we go. The phone wasn't even set up, man. How the hell y'all gonna call me, man? Let me call Will Steele then. I'm definitely gonna get his thoughts on this. Let me see what he got. Let me hear from Skywalker Steele, bro. This is the time I need the Avengers to come together for real, man. Jeez Louise. That boy probably sleep or something. Don't nobody want to answer Voch. I'm trying to have the greatest show of all time. Nobody want to call in. It's okay. Oh, hold on. I think we got it. Let me tap into the roadcast. And they go for yo. Will Steele, what's good, man? This is Voch Lombardi from the Voch Lombardi podcast. Don't say nothing to get yourself canceled, all right?
Oh man, it's an honor to have Voch Lombardi call me. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, and then as soon as I get you on the phone, Foots called me. So let me tell Foots to hold on now. So listen.
Bring him in.
Okay, well let me. Well, shit, Foots gone now. Okay, well we gonna work on it. I'm gonna get him in there. But bro, like this Kellen Moore thing was very sudden, and I think Jerry Jones is very childish, and I think he got no class while the Eagles are trying to have their championship press conference. He just then dropped this shit as soon as the game is over. I think this is rather particular, sir.
Yeah, this is a Jerry Jones special though, right? Like he tries to steal the news by dumping it right after the Eagles win. Yeah. I thought it was going to be on Monday to try to get ahead of it, but doing it Sunday allows it to get on the A block on Monday. Trust and believe me, all of this is strategically planned. Yeah. When they talked last week and said we're going to evaluate Kellen, that was a wrap.
Yeah. Hold on. We got Foots the King and Skywalker Steele on the line. We got a mini little round table here. Foots the King, what's happening, sir?
What's going on, Sky? You?
Man, listen, man, this is all so sudden. Like, we had a feeling that this was gonna happen, but it ran a little long, and everybody felt fantastic about Dan Quinn, and nobody seemed to have said a word about Kellen. Like, they was just indecisive. I just think this was a last ditch type of, yo, Mike, you got one last opportunity to fix this, and I just think Mike just thought it was a good, just a good idea to get rid of Kellen and maybe, like, I don't know, down his own shield, I guess. Foots, what you think happened, man?
I think that I think Dallas told Dan Quinn that he's going to be the next head coach of the team. Yeah, I think that's what we'll see start to transpire here. Yeah, and they're saying, listen, Mike, we're not going to can you, but. So a couple things. I think that they gave a couple ultimatums. I think they said, look, Mike, if you can't get us to an NFC championship next year, which you calling the plays, then you're out. Dan is in. We're going to let him bring in his staff. Mm-hmm. And I think that they'll start making changes everywhere. Sure. That's kind of where I'm at with it. But I think that now Mike has to go back and say, dog, if this is the play, which is kind of fair. I think that Mike has to now go back and say, give me everything. Mm-hmm. Give me a weapon. Because if I'm Mike, I'm not trying to build this team up for the next coach. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to win now. Yeah. If he wins now, all bets are off, and you let Dan Quinn go coach where he wants to. And for me, win now is NFC championship. I'm not saying go to the Super Bowl, but this team needs to go to an NFC championship. Sure. So that's kind of like my thoughts. I'll be honest with you. I couldn't see a world where this fan base would deal with Kellen Moore. Yeah. So they probably did the right thing. Sky, you've been calling for it. So here's my thing, and I'm glad the Sky's on. I was early on the Kellen Moore is terrible bandwagon. Then I saw growth, and then terrible. And then we played an elite defense, and it reared its ugly head again. Mixed with, I'm not absolving Dak. Dak didn't play well. Sure. Mixed with bad QB play. But are they married? And the biggest thing that I have when I watch the Cowboys, I don't see Dak being coached.
But these are the things that at least me personally have been saying for years. Yeah. And it's, for me, there was growth. There was small growth. But it was always met with a step back, and a step back with situational football. And I just don't think he was very good at that. And that starts from the top down. Like, when your OC is not good at that, your quarterback is going to have problems with that because he's trying to overcompensate for players, play calling, whatever, and force things. When I watched this game today, and we'll talk about this tomorrow, I watched a team in the Eagles that knows who they are from top to bottom. So anytime they got put in any pressure situation, even though their quarterback wasn't playing well, they had something to fall back on. Yeah. And when it came to, pressure moments and situational football, it didn't feel like it was too much going on. Mm-hmm. It felt easy, and you saw them just matriculate down the field because they got something to fall back on. I asked you this before, what is it that Kellen Moore has to fall back on with his scheme?
Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, nothing.
Right.
Absolutely nothing.
So we got to play hero ball, and too many times this year, we were excellent on third downs, but in my opinion, no thanks to the design, right. But we're excellent on third down because your quarterback got to play superhero. And I asked you this, Voch, weeks ago. I said, what happens if your quarterback is not on that day?
Facts.
What happens? Coaching, can the players, can they all overcome that? And I watched the Eagles today have a quarterback that was not on today, and they beat a team by 3 possessions. Yeah.
They overcame it. I tweeted that, and this wasn't a shot at Dak at all. I literally said, dog, he threw for 125 passes. Here's my thing, Sky. He literally threw for 120 yards passing, rushed for 39, and they won by, like you said, 3 touchdowns. That's just the team is just.
It's a good team.
You know what I mean?
Yep. It's a good team.
Yep. Like, and you know what bothers me is that I really think that Dallas would have went to Philly and played them very, very tough. Yeah, way tougher than that.
Yeah.
But we won't get into that because I do think that, hey.
Let me ask this then, Foots. Yeah. Well, Master William, let me ask you this, sir. So all of the information going around right now says that Mike McCarthy is going to be calling plays. They might as well put calling plays right now because Mike McCarthy really ain't been doing that type of thing since he been here. Do you think that Mike McCarthy is going to be calling plays in September, or do you think that we're actually shopping somebody? I think it'll just behoove the Cowboys, right, to just, all right, we just moved on from Kellen and we just going to roll with Mike and not bring in nobody else and not talk to nobody else or nobody else not call plays. Will, still you answer that, and then Foots, you answer after him.
We got to put a hold on this one. I've only seen it reported by David Moore. He's close to the team.
Yeah.
But if it comes out that he will, McCarthy will call the plays, I do have a take for it that might be a little different than I started off with if you would have told me this months ago.
Sure.
But I think they're still going to bring in some type of voice. Maybe it's already in the building. Maybe it's Brian Schottenheimer. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I think they'll bring in a voice to be the de facto OC because you still have to be an OC.
Yeah.
But McCarthy calling plays feels like, to me, a McCarthy call.
Yeah.
Right. Calling plays.
Yeah. So they go. Nah. We're not gonna let you do that shit. We about to definitely bring somebody in here for sure. Yeah.
But they don't have a guy in house anymore.
Right.
Their guy that's been calling the plays has mostly been either in house or come from a guy from that worked with a guy in house. Scott Linehan worked with a Jason Garrett. Sure. Kellen Moore worked with Scott and Jason Garrett, and then Jason Garrett was the OC in 2007 and he became the head coach. So I feel like McCarthy is going to call the plays. I just wonder who's going to be the guy in the room helping design the game plans for him. But maybe I'll say this for tomorrow. I actually don't mind this. If it's going to be McCarthy, I don't mind this because McCarthy has been in big games. He understands. He's been in big games calling plays. And he's got some Super Bowls and the NFC championships doing it. I just want to know who's going to help him design these game plans too.
Yeah, go ahead, Foots.
I think that, I was initially I haven't really, like y'all said, I haven't processed it. Like it's crazy that they did it at this moment. That news broke right now. But I think Sky makes for some interesting points. If you would have told me that Mike was calling plays last year, I would have been like, no. But I do think that reports definitely came out that Mike had to pull Kellen and say, hey, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is, you know what I mean? And so that part alone encouraged me. And so then it's like, I think that I'm not going to say you'll see safer, but I think that you'll literally see everything that you'll see a more game plans cater to what Dak does well.
You know what,
and
Foots?
I think that's all that we've all asked for.
You know what, Foots? It may not be safer, but it will just be better. You know what I mean? Like situational football. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to know every single play that they run or whatever, right? And you could just probably teach him like terminology or whatever, but concepts are the same. Like Mike McCarthy not gonna be running double reverses and shit. Like he'll lean on the run game more than Kellen would. And but look, maybe there's gonna be like a passing game coordinator or something, then a run game coordinator that puts everything together, and then Mike just shows up Sunday and just be like, all right, we're gonna do XYZ ABCD. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's the thing. I just don't see Mike McCarthy going from this job where he delegates everything to where everything he does down to the fourth down calls is somebody else that tells him to do it. I just don't see him going from that to, all right, I'm in control of all the head coach shit and I'm gonna call plays. I just don't see it happening. But we'll see though.
Man, listen, and I mean this. I mean this. If I'm Mike McCarthy, I am trying to go get a name. The problem is Eric Bieniemy is a name that we've seen. It's a few other names that we've seen.
Sure.
The problem is I think that some of those names, like Reich, was able to get a head coaching job, and with Bieniemy, I think that he would stay in Kansas City if he's not going to be a head coach because he's obviously been with Reed for so long. I like what you're saying about being a passing game coach. The truth is this: your defense is good enough. Go get everything you need on offense and make a run at it. Like that's been my go-to. Like all season, like I still haven't really processed the loss. It still kind of bothers me. I'm not gonna lie to you. But as we move forward, like I see people who want this, who want that. Dog, go. I know we lost Amari Cooper. Go get you a 2. Like, go, whatever you got to do. Draft one and get one of free agents. Whatever you need to do, figure out the running back situation. And we need to make a push against them.
And I just got to laugh because the last 3 teams to represent the NFC have all been aggressive, you know, in the offseason, you know?
Yeah.
And
now is definitely the time, Sky.
I thought it was last year, you know. I thought it was last year. Now, you know, this year is just going to feel like an unorganized mess, in my opinion. But because now we got to remember, we don't just have to get players. They have to get a new OC, a new offensive line coach, a new running back coach for a coach to potentially be in a lame duck season, which sounds crazy. Yeah, that sounds nuts. But he could potentially go 12-5 again, get to the playoffs, lose in the divisional round, and we're talking about firing him because the expectations that need to be met in Dallas, and it's really hard to do on a consistent basis given the structure of the organization. But I thought last year was the time to do it because you didn't lose anyone, you had the continuity, and you could have added on top of that. And I thought if they would have wanted to replace the OC, last year was the time to do it. Now it just feels like we are just disjointed, discombobulated, and we're trying to figure this whole thing out, you know, on a whim.
Yeah, that's a great point, Sky. And you know, that's a question that, like you said, I'm going to tune into you tomorrow because that's a great point. And now it does feel like so I will say this. With some of these moves, it can go really bad if it doesn't work. Like, just no continuity on the staff. You bringing in guys who weren't. You bringing in guys to deal with players who weren't drafted for this scheme or for their scheme, and so that could be different too. So maybe if you did bring in an OC or the athletes you bring in, it would have to be under the basis like, listen, we're bringing in these guys knowing that Mike McCarthy has a specific plan for said coach and said player. But that's a great point because it does feel like a rush job. Which is also why, if you're going to fire all these people, why are you keeping Mike McCarthy? It's just a lot when you think about it. It's a lot going on, yeah.
Well, I don't want to hold y'all up too long, man. I know Foot's probably got content for his own page. I know Will's still finna go to bed in 20 minutes because he an old man, go to bed early. But
I've been a Will, man, early.
Yeah, man, but yeah, this was very sudden, and I don't do like breaking news unless it's like some major shit. But I think like a lot of like this is some dominoes falling for your ass. You know what I mean? So just this one move, there's gonna be a lot of other moves that's gonna come based off this, and that's big ass change. So we're gonna be seeing more of this. While I got y'all on the phone, man, I mean we doing a round table this week. What y'all thinking?
I'm on. I don't got nothing to do. Just let me know that. That's it.
All right, cool.
Hey, Voch, let me ask you. Can I ask you real quick?
Please.
I know you probably talked about it, but
please,
I want to hear what are your early thoughts.
Well, Foots, me and you were actually on the same page or whatnot. I thought and look, I don't know this for sure, right? We just talking, right? We just having a conversation. I think somebody may have tapped Dan on the shoulder, like, look, Dan Quinn, like that Colts thing, that Cardinals thing, that Bronco, like all that's cool, Dan. But I think there's opportunities in this organization if you just hang around. I don't think nobody said, we're going to fire somebody. Nobody said next year this is your job. But I think they just hit him with that salesman pitch, right? Hey, there are opportunities in this organization if you just hang around. And I think Dan Quinn literally likes it here. I think he loves working with, these Micah Parsons guys that he has, this defense that he's put together. And I think that if Mike McCarthy, somebody tapped him on the shoulder, because look, Mike McCarthy has made most of his decisions since he's been here until somebody's had to take that out of his hands. So firing his homeboys, his quality control people that we don't know what they do, firing, the O-line coach, Tom Sula and Mike Nolan and all them, like he just like they took all these pieces from Mike. I think this is the last hurrah, right? So Mike, you in charge of the offense now. We told you to fix the defense. You fixed the defense. Now you need to fix this offense. If you don't fix this offense, we're going to go elsewhere. I just think that Dan Quinn is the one sitting in the back that got a label that says elsewhere on him. You know what I mean? So, if Mike doesn't get it done this year, this looks like we're moving on to Dan Quinn. But The one thing that me and Will talked about last week, though, Foots, is, you can get better moving on from Kellen Moore, but it's real easy to get worse. You know what I mean? So this is this next move needs to be there needs to be so much precision with this. Like, you can't fuck around with this. You know what I mean? Because if you do bring in somebody that's way worse than Kellen, then Mike McCarthy has just fired himself. But if you can bring in somebody just a little bit better than Kellen, then you go to a Super Bowl and you save your job. So this is all on Mike McCarthy, man. And if it don't work out, then Dan Quinn's gonna be your next guy, and we'll be hiring a new offensive dude anyway.
Think about how conditioned we are as fans, as with the Cowboys, that we have to look at this as normal. The coach did not make the decisions to get rid of these coaches. The coach do that, but we're conditioned to act like this is all normal and cool, and we just got to figure out a way, right? Yep. What organization across the league, their coach got to go up there and say, "Well, damn, man, Rob was my dog, but this is the business, man. Hey, man, Skip Peep, great guy, man, Joe Philbin, but." It's the business, and it sucks for them. No coach has to do that.
Right.
So it sucks that we're so conditioned to think that this is normal, man. And that's what bothers me the most about it. Is we got to continue on and try to figure this whole thing out when we are dealing with an abnormal organization. And abnormal organizations like this, it really, really, they make it harder. Not saying it's impossible, but they make it harder. And they're not making this easier for Mike McCarthy. Trust and believe me.
I told you.
Fantastic.
Scott, it's going to be a lot to unpack next week. I can't wait. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all boys for hopping on, man. Will, I'm going to work with you tomorrow. We're going to try to get a round table later on this week. That is Foots the King on Cowboy Nation TV on YouTube.
Appreciate you, man.
Foots the King on Twitter. It's somehow Foots the King and Foots the King, so you just can't miss it. And it's A to Z Dallas in the morning on YouTube. He is definitely going to have some opinions on this from 8 o'clock to about 10:30, and Skywalker Steele on all social medias. Appreciate both y'all fellas, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Please.
Sure.
Mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
All right. That's what the fellas have. Can we get flames in the chat too for just impromptu? Can we just? Let me send a text, see if I can get Dave Hellman from Fox Sports 1 up in. Let's see. Also, we're friends with Jesse Holly. We can get a Jesse Holly quote if we want to. Ain't that a bit? If y'all want to call into the show, the number is 202-926-1127. Access code 309-104. We're not going to work terribly long today, but I do want to tap in with y'all, hear what y'all got to say, and just kind of tap in with my content friends, man. Just kind of see what they're working with. You know what I'm talking about? All right. I've been seeing Eric Bieniemy a bunch. I'm going to hate saying Bieniemy. It is so hard for me to say Bieniemy. That is such a weird word to say, Bieniemy. But I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. All right, here we go. Let's get rolling. Let's get DJ on the phone. DJs are faithful. What's up, DJ?
Hey, what's going on, Voch?
Cooling player, trying to make sense of it all. What you got for the show?
Nothing much, man. Basically, finally we get something that we're asking for. I hate that it's in this light. But if you think about us as a Cowboys nation, as Cowboys fans, as a content creator on your side, we've got nothing for the past 2 seasons as far as, except for this guy ain't going to be here no more. But this is the first time that it's actually somebody that we want gone. You know what I mean? I think Space Cowboy posted something earlier that the biggest free agent signing was a $50 million deal with $25 million guaranteed to Brandon Carr. And since they did that, all of the free agent signings last year combined, or since then, don't equal the guaranteed money that he got on that one contract. So this is just something that we can talk about finally, that we're like, okay, cool, we can go in a different direction. I think the Jason Garrett firing was the last time, but I mean, he was the offensive guy and Kellen Moore was still here. So this is finally the Garrett tree is out. and hopefully we can start seeing something a little different. The last thing, and I'll let you go, I just wanted to be a fly on the wall when they pulled up the little snapshot of the 5 wide and they're all running 10-yard curls, just to see what Kellen Moore how he would explain that shit out, because that's hilarious to me. That's awful, terrible, but in hindsight, it's hilarious.
Well, Kellen, we run a lot of empty, and empties for diversity, and empties to move everybody around, spread everybody around, do something different. But Kellen, how come we're lined up in empty and all 5 receivers doing the same goddamn thing? What are we doing? Appreciate you, DJ. Good call, man. Fair enough. Whew, madness, y'all. Madness. Let's get DK from Dallas on the phone while I continue to send texts around to my friends. What's up, DK?
What's up with it, boss, man? How you doing, bro?
Cool and player. What you got for the show?
Man, I don't know. I'm so glad you went live. Jerry a fool for dropping his news like he did.
No class.
Because I swear, bro, Jerry got no chill, bro. Seriously, man. But no, all I can think about is right now, bro, is Steven, bro. Steven Jones, bro. Like all that stuff he was saying all year. We like Kellen, and we like our guys, and we like what we're doing, and every time we try to question this offense, question the receivers, the lack of signing free agents, just everything like what Will just said before you got off the phone, bro, that stuck with me, man. Like this shit ain't normal, bro.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like this ain't normal, bro. None of this, man. And like really as Cowboys fans, bro, we really go through a lot, man, because the way Jerry and them running this team, bro, and now we got Mike calling plays, or is we gonna have an offensive coordinator, with title, but Mike calling the plays? Is they not bringing in somebody? It's just stressful, bro.
Yeah.
And then to sit there and watch us struggle to score 12 points.
The conference has been locked.
Had 28 at half, 21 at half, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We can't get past the 49ers 2 years in a row. We can't do nothing with the Eagles, and it's their second Super Bowl in 4 years, bro. It's just frustrating and stressful, man. So, I mean, I'm glad. I can't wait to hear the draft content. I know we need a receiver. I hope we get a skillful D tackle and some cornerback help.
Yeah.
But it seemed like this shit ain't that hard, and Dallas make it so hard, bro.
Yeah.
Second and two before the half, bro. We lost, if I'm not mistaken. We let the Jaguars come back, and there was another game that we lost later in the season where basically we had the Green Bay game. We had a 2 touchdown lead in both of them games, and I swear, bro, they kept putting Zeke in, and basically stalling out after halftime. And so the first time when Pollard's gone, second and 2.
Quickly.
A minute 38.
Quickly, don't be too hurt now.
My bad.
I know you heard, but it's
I'm venting, but let me make it quick. But it just frustrated me, bro.
Yeah.
That they did that. The first play, where Pollard was gone for the year, they go empty set, and then Dak throw that pick, bro. It's just everything is just backwards with this team.
I feel you, DK.
I'm glad Kellen gone, for the smoke on me on Kellen pack, bro, and keep listening. Appreciate you going live, man. You already know.
Appreciate
back
you.
in the chat box, bro. Solid.
Appreciate you, bro. Hey, man, look, DK started off fantastic too, man. He was like, yeah, man, Kellen Moore and what he's doing for the team, and I just think, Kellen can leave, and it's interesting to see what Mike McCarthy happens, man. But that day, Voch, you'll never understand how it made me feel. He had one job, Voch. And all he had to do was run the ball. But then when he ran the ball, Tony got hurt. And then when Tony got hurt, we we ran out of options, Voch. And we kept throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing. And I just asked myself, what would a good offense coordinator do here? What would Shanahan do here, Voch? What would these other playoff coordinators do, Voch? What would they do? But you know what Kellen did? We threw it to Noah Brown. Hold on, Voch. I'm finishing my point. We threw the ball to Noah fucking Brown. It's okay, DK. It's okay, bro. Indubitably, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a call. We got a new call, man. We gonna get my guy J Tuck up in here, man. We're gonna get my guy J Tuck up in here, man. We're gonna give him a call, man. Give my guy J Tuck. Give him a call. Give my guy J Tuck a call, man.
Yeah, what's going on, bro?
J Tuck, this is Voch Lombardi from the Voch Lombardi podcast, man. I don't want to hold you long. It's Sunday. Playoff football that we don't care about is on. You know what I mean? So I ain't really gonna hold you up there. But man, this was a very emergency level podcast that we had to do. So I just had to get your thoughts and opinion on this whole Kellen Moore thing, sir. What's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, man, Jerry Jones knows how to steal the moment. Like I said, man, he didn't even let the Eagles confetti drop before he went ahead and dropped that room shaker and find Kellen Moore, man. But I'm excited, man. I think this is the change that's been needed in Dallas for quite some time. You know, I've been very vocal about it, Voch, about moving on from the play caller. I feel like Kellen Moore, even though the numbers, he could kind of hide around it as far as efficiency is concerned, I feel like there's a lot of moments that kind of left the Dallas Cowboys in bad spot. And even going back to the game last Sunday, where I posted the clip when it was 2nd and 2 after Tony Pollard went down, and we went 5 wide. You know, just things like that, man, I just can't get behind. And I feel like finally we're going to get to see the Dallas Cowboys with Mike McCarthy fully, you know, in control. And it's going to be on Mike ultimately to see if he can get over the hump. But he always kind of had that dark cloud, that dark shadow of Kellen Moore, play caller, because he was never a Mike McCarthy guy. So I'm excited, man. I know a lot of Cowboys fans are excited. I think this is the right change. Get Dan Quinn back, defensive coordinator. You know, offensively, there's going to be some changes. And I'm excited about it, man. I think this was a huge boost for the Cowboys fans we needed.
So, you know, they were saying that, you know, well, Kellen Moore is out. They mutually parted ways. I think that's nonsense. But then they said Mike McCarthy is going to be calling plays. Do you believe that Mike McCarthy is going to be calling plays, sir?
I don't know. I don't think so. But, I mean, we'll get to tell, right? Because we've always heard the story that Mike didn't want to call plays. Mike didn't want to call plays, right? Mm-hmm. But, you know, that was probably just what he was saying, just kind of cover for Kellen Moore. So we'll see if he really wants to call it. So, honestly, I think Mike is going to kind of run the offense because I feel like he's going to want to go out the way he came in. So he's an offensive-minded guy. And me personally, I've been saying this frequently, bro. I feel like I want to see Mike McCarthy more hands-on with Dak. Like, he's the quarterback guru that's been with Joe Montana and Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. I want to see that relationship a lot closer. Right. And I just never saw it. So now with Kellen out of the way, you might see Dak and Mike McCarthy connect to the hip a little bit more. So I think we might see Mike McCarthy call the plays, man. He might have some consultants or, you know, some assistants, but I think for the most part, he's going to be in full control of the offense.
You know, something that me and my audience, man, me in the chat box was just having a conversation about it. It seems like the only person in that building that's confident right now is Dan Quinn. Do you think when all this is over, and let's just say hypothetically we just get another upsetting year from Mike McCarthy, do you think that Dan Quinn may be the guy that the Jones is looking at next, or does the idea that Dan Quinn could be the next guy, right, is that looming over Mike McCarthy, and that's making him say, well, just F it, I'll just do it myself, I'll just go out on my own shield?
It could be a little bit of both, you know, but I think that Dan Quinn does give us an insurance policy. I know a lot of people were talking about Sean Payton. That's not happening. So what's the next best option if you want to move on from Mike McCarthy? And I feel like Dan Quinn is that option because we got the young defense, which, you know, they rally under Dan Quinn. So, you know, I don't think there's a lot of pressure added on Mike McCarthy per se because I feel like him and Dan Quinn have a huge relationship. And you remember last year, Dan Quinn even told Mike, like, hey, man, this is too much. And you want me to leave, I'll leave. But Mike was like, nah, you're good. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's going to interfere with anything. I just think that having Mike in full control and be able to run things his way is going to help the Cowboys offensively and just from an overall standpoint. So, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited about the changes. It was the changes that need to be made. And honestly, I didn't think the Cowboys were going to have the guts to do it, but they actually did it and surprised the hell out of me.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Plug everything you got, sir. Let them know where to find you.
Yeah, you can find me on all social media platforms at JTuck151 and my YouTube channel, CFO Sports. And we're going to start to pick up on this draft content, man. I'll be covering the draft here in Kansas City, so it's going to be a fun time. And me and my guy Voch definitely gonna link up for a few shows and get just draft content for y'all. So appreciate you, my guy.
Appreciate it. J Tuck, ladies and gentlemen. Good call. Yeah, man. J Tuck seems to think that there's no pressure for Mike McCarthy. J Tuck says shit. Ain't no added pressure to Mike McCarthy.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened.
But y'all know me, though. Whew, y'all know me, though. Let's get back to the phones, man. We ain't doing nothing else. Where my phone's at? Somebody say, cut Schultz if we can't work out a contract. Well, you can't cut him. And franchise Tony Pollard. He ain't talking about coaches no more. Let's go Charlie from Abilene. We ain't seen him in a minute. What's up, Charlie?
Hey, Balachi.
What's good, player?
Chilling, man. I'm happy about this move. It gives me a boost in terms of Cowboys not being complacent and doing something that I feel like they never do, even since the Jason Garrett class of clowns came through and was there for like a decade. So I'm happy as fuck about it. I do think there's pressure on McCarthy with Dan Quinn looming over his shoulder, just because I feel like, yeah, number one ranked offense for a few years, but I feel like that's in pieces. Like, the consistency was never fucking there, and in a lot of key moments, like, you need a game-winning drive, and you're at your own 20, right? I never went to, like, okay, I have confidence like I did with Romo back in the day. I'm like, okay, it's going to be a 3-and-out. And so that's where I stand. I think there shouldn't be any complacency, especially since no one's been to the fucking conference championship since I've been alive, and no one wants to make major changes or sign big free agents like Brandon Carr. So I'm happy with it, and I think McCarthy comes from an offensive background, and he'll do good. But I don't know. I think we need to do stuff like, what would a good OC do when Tony Pollard went down in the 49er game? Put Malik Davis in there and see if his young legs can create a spark instead of fucking Zeke getting a 1 or 2 yard gain or a negative 1 yard gain, looking like he's 83 years old and washed up and not the same Zeke. I don't know why you pay a $17 million goal line back that much money. So I'm happy with it, but I'm also just tired as a Cowboy fan because we always fucking have this shit going on. If Jerry says this, Jerry says that, we might make a push at the trade deadline, and then our one big move, which worked out, is fucking Jonathan Hankins, which he played good. He helped us out, but I'm just make a splash, man. Everybody has an identity on offense that's in the fucking playoffs right now. We're just got eliminated, and we're on offense with our heads up our ass, don't know what the hell we're doing. Mike McCarthy can't go for it on fourth down at the correct time.
Yep, I got you.
So,
Yo,
I don't know.
Appreciate it. Boy, y'all boys cannot keep bringing y'all trauma into this, man. Come on, dog. Oh, man, it's cool. Appreciate y'all. Yo, chat, I need flames in the chat for this next caller, please. I need flames in the chat for this next caller, please. Let's do this. Let's do this.
What up, my dude?
For the biggest phone call on my show in my career, man, we got Dave Hellman from Fox Sports, man. What's good with your player? What's good with you, man?
Hey, dude. Just trying to watch, just trying to see if this Bengals-Chiefs game can become somewhat interesting here before halftime.
Football, my team is not in it. I don't want to hold you very long, my guy. I just got a handful of questions for you, man. What's your take on this whole Kellen Moore thing? Give me a little something, Dave.
I mean, I think you had to think it might be coming based on the way Mike McCarthy talked at his press conference the other day, just to be so non-committal on a guy that's been on the staff and been calling the plays for as long as he has. And then, you know, just looking at the Dallas Morning News' report, it sets up a very interesting storyline for next year because, like, we already did this whole is Mike coaching for his job thing last year, and now if he's taking over play calling, like if you're letting go of a guy who's like
been a top 5 OC over the last few years, and the reasoning is that they haven't gotten enough done in the playoffs, and now Mike is going to take over play calling duties. I mean, that's a pretty clear expectation for what has to happen next, right?
Yeah, sure. And it's a weird situation, dude, because they fired Kellen because they're trying to get better. But they've always had the top offense when, Forrest healthy and all that. So it's easy to get worse. You know what I mean? And then they say that Mike's gonna be calling plays. Now, I ain't crazy, Dave. You ain't crazy neither. We see Mike a lot. Mike does a lot of delegating. Mike has a dude that does everything for him, and then they kind of go to him, and then he makes that decision, right? So Mike's gonna go from doing nothing to doing everything on the offense, right? So do you think that it's just gonna be that way, or are we just gonna hire 3 people and we're gonna get a run game dude, a passing game dude, and then Mike's gonna call plays on Sunday?
That's why, this whole week I've been like, okay, I get it. I'm not trying to say Kellen Moore is perfect. He's got his flaws. The offense is definitely stalled out in the playoffs, but be careful what you wish for, because the odds that you're gonna let go of Kellen Moore and then definitely upgrade him with some guy that is clearly better, I just think it's a lot to pull off. And that's what I think we have to look for. Yeah, I really have my doubts that Mike McCarthy is just going to become the OC who does everything, working from Monday to Saturday on the game plan, putting the scripts in place, deciding the third down stuff, deciding the red zone stuff. I have a feeling it'll be Mike McCarthy with help from 2 or 3 guys who help him put the game plan together, and then Mike is the guy who calls the plays on game day. Well, that would be my guess. And so now it's a matter of who are the people you're moving into those spots and how qualified are they? Can you get an experienced OC to come in knowing that he won't be calling the plays? Is there a guy out there who would take this job knowing that it's not quite as appealing without play calling duties? Are there guys on the staff that you feel good about elevating into those positions? There's a lot of moving parts, and I'm not ready to say that it's definitely a bad idea until we see some names. But I'm not convinced it's going to be better than what they already had, put it that way.
So, Dave, how about this theory, right? Because me and my audience been talking about this, me and the 1,000 people I got in my chat box right now. What if Dak Prescott was the guy that was making Kellen Moore look so good now, Dave? Now, what if 4 was the reason why your offense was so good? And, Kellen Moore was just doing, he was doing some young OC things, but that was just Dak that's just making everybody fantastic. And it's just, okay, now we just got to find somebody that's a little better than Kellen so 4 can elevate that guy. How likely is that? Or do you just feel like we're not giving Kellen, his proper credit?
No, I mean, that's the funny and cool and crazy thing about football is it's very hard to know those answers until we see some results. And even then, it's hard to know those answers without being privy to a lot of inside information. You can go, you talk to people, any successful football regime, you talk to people on the inside, they're like, oh yeah, it's fitting because the Chiefs are playing in another AFC title game. There's plenty of people that'll tell you, Eric Bieniemy is not the reason for all of that success, or maybe it's less on this guy or less on that guy. There's always a million different versions of the story when you're successful. I think Dak Prescott has a big role to play in why the Cowboys offense has looked so good, but the results have been pretty consistent, and I do think it's interesting. Kellen Moore turned the Cowboys offense into something resembling competency when Dak got hurt in 2020. They had a couple really rough outings, and then they kind of turned it around and played decent offensive football the rest of the year despite not having their quarterback. And they also went 4-1 with Cooper Rush this year. Obviously, a lot of that is on the defense, but I think he deserves some credit for that as well. I mean, the Cowboys did average 22, 23 points a game with a backup quarterback over the course of 5 weeks. So I think we have some evidence that suggests Kellen Moore is good at his job, but I think having Dak Prescott is a big part of that as well. So I know that's not a sexy answer, but I think you have to weigh all of that stuff. And I just don't think we'll know for sure how much of it was Kellen until we see what another offense looks like.
I will not give any credit to Cooper Rush or his fans. One last thing, and I'm going to let you go, sir. So I just feel like the only person that was walking around, the building or whatever, the only dude that had confidence over there was Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn was just walking around with his chest out, Dave. So if Mike McCarthy can't get it done this year, do you think Dan is the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys? And do you think that with that, just kind of lingering in the air, is that extra pressure on Mike McCarthy?
I absolutely think there is, and we hinted at this last year, and I think the Cowboys did just enough to keep this from being a storyline. I mean, they did improve on last season, however much you might want to roll their eyes. They did do that. But now, this very much to me looks like Mike McCarthy wanting to go out on his own terms. I think he signed a 5-year deal. This will be year 4. It would be very easy for the Cowboys to move on if they don't feel like they're getting better this year. And this just feels like Mike McCarthy to me being like, all right, if this is how it's going to be, then I want to be in charge of how good or bad we do. And yeah, if they come up short, it's easy to imagine him getting the axe, and it's easy to imagine Dan Quinn at least being the favorite. I don't think you can say definitively. I mean, last time I checked, Sean Payton still hasn't gotten a new job, so that'll always be a thing as long as he's not tethered to another team. But yeah, and I bet I know from being around the team, Dan and Mike have a good working relationship. I don't think there's any resentment there, but business is business, and Dan Quinn's done a phenomenal job since getting to Dallas. And I think Jerry and Stephen Jones would be crazy not to consider him at the top of their list if they do change coaches. So yeah, this was already a story. And I think this development just ratchets it up that much more. That if this coming season goes off the rails, it's very easy to imagine that happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Hellman. Appreciate you. So do you
anytime, buddy? So
do you put regular gas in your Bugatti when you driving around LA, or do you have to put some kind of super gas in there? How does that work? Being rich and everything, how that work?
I know you want to joke about me having a Bugatti and a yacht, but I drive a used Toyota 4Runner, okay? Which is actually, that's a dumb choice considering that gas is like $6 a gallon out here. But, I do all right, so it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
All the rich guys drive 4Runners. Appreciate you, Dave.
Anytime, man. Talk to you later.
Salute. Dave fucking Hellman. There we go. My mic is hot. My bad. Turn. Turn your headphones down. Trey Fargo says, don't call him anymore, please. Fuck off, Trey. I mean, I appreciate you for tuning in and all that, but no. Bye. If I had to pick who get to walk the plank, come on. Shouts out to Dave, man, tapping in with us. Yeah, I mean, tapping in. I appreciate y'all. Everybody that say I do all right got all the money in the world. I ain't here for it, bro. Dave can't fool me. I just signed to the volume. I know what new jobs sound like. I know what it sound like. Appreciate you, Dave. All right, we got 10 callers. How long we been running? An hour 18. All right. So let's get through these last 10 pretty quickly. I love y'all to pieces, but these last 10 callers, let's try to keep it on Kellen Moore, all right? Because some of y'all will call in and then you'll go into hating Zeke and shit. You know what I mean? Y'all be like, yeah, Voch, you want to talk about Kellen Moore, and 2 minutes later you end up talking about the Vikings or something. You know what I mean? Let's stay focused, have good calls, all right? Good calls. Let's do this. Let's get DC on the phone. What's up, sir?
What's going on, Voch?
I mean, where the hell you at?
Buffalo Wild Wings watching this game. Where y'all at?
I mean, shit. I mean, goddamn, turn your restaurant down. What you got for the show?
But all I'm saying is this, man. When I'm watching these two games today, if you notice, the last couple teams that are left, man, as far as this whole Kellen Moore situation, the last couple teams that are left have had coaches that are calling the plays. The last couple of Super Bowl winners have had coaches who are heavily, heavily involved in the offensive gameplay. And I think it's Mike McCarthy's time, just like we've all been discussing right now, man. It's Mike McCarthy's time to put up or shut up, man. We need to see that West Coast style offense, and somebody needs to get in Dak's ass, man. Like you said, when he comes back to the sideline after making boneheaded throws, he just walks right back and sits down like nothing happened. We need somebody, a quarterback coach who's had a little bit of stronger presence, or something that is going to get Dak to understand, the situational type of football that we need him to play. So as far as the whole offensive coordinator situation goes, I agree with Dave Hellman when he says that he doesn't know who's going to want to take the job, not knowing what type of offensive, game planning reins they're going to have. But I don't give a damn about all that. It's the Mike McCarthy show or bust, man. So what you think?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. They are leaving Mike McCarthy to down his shield. He has one last effort to try to get this thing figured out, and if that don't work, I'll be down.
Yeah, that's all we can do, bro.
Yep.
Y'all be easy, man.
Appreciate you, man. That man said, I'm at Wild Wings. He said, look, I say, DC, where you at? He said, I'm at Wild Wings. Where you at? I'm at home.
Dom the Monko.
I'm at the house, dog. Where it look like I'm at? You call me. Whatever, though. Let's get Reek on the phone. What's up, Reek?
Okay. Hey, what's going on?
What you got for the show, Playboy?
Hey, what's going on?
What's good with you?
Cool. What's going on, Voch? What's going on, Cowboy Nation?
Yes, sir.
We got hope again.
Yes, sir.
We got that goddamn Jason Garrett, that I forgot the Scott Linehan system bullshit up out of Dallas. Thank you, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
That's positive.
Yeah.
Let Mike fall on his own sword. You feel me? Let Mike fall on the sword by himself. He don't need no damn Kellen Moore to help him.
Sure.
And Stephen Jones, you take your ass out here and go get this dude Dak some damn weapons and fix that offensive line. That's what you do. And fix the backfield so we can compete with these teams. Cause ain't no way. Heck, that San Francisco should have beat us last week. We shouldn't have lost that damn game. We should have been playing the damn championship game against the Eagles. Because we would have did a damn better job than what the hell San Francisco put up here today. I know that through and through. But I am so happy that Kellen Moore ass is fired. I've been waiting for this dude. He should have been gone when Jason Garrett left here. I am so happy. Now it's on the Cowboys to do the right thing and get some players in here. So if you get the players in here, you want and Dak and the coach don't do right, now you got a chance to really blame it all on them. But you can't blame it on them if you ain't getting them all the weaponry that he needs to go into this game. Go into this next season. I'm happy. Let's go, Cowboys. Let's go ahead and do this damn thing. All right, I'm out.
Appreciate you, Reek. And honestly, I don't think the new offense coordinator has to do very much to be successful here. I don't know whose damn decision it is to not feature Tony Pollard, but hey, feature Tony Pollard. Let's not get bogged down in these games where we end up throwing the ball 40 times. Like, let's manufacture some easy. Man, I was watching Jalen Hurts today, man. Like, Jalen Hurts ran, like, he threw like 3-9 routes, like quick, like snap, catch, throw, a couple slants, dump offs to the running back, and like the underneath stuff to like the tight end and stuff. Man, Hurts ain't, you know what I'm saying? And look, the first thing just popped up in my mind watching Hurts. You know how like an Eagles fan, and this ain't me hating on Eagles fan, it's actually me giving y'all's coaches credit, right? You know how an Eagles fan be like, oh, well, Dak threw interceptions. Jalen Hurts don't throw interceptions. And that's fair. Like, shouts out to Eagles fans and coach and all that. Jalen Hurts don't throw interceptions, but like he's not in situations to throw interceptions all the time. Like, it's just boom, 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 boom. And there ain't nothing to be ashamed of. I know a lot of people get defensive over that. You know what I mean? Like, my quarterback can play without my coaches setting it up for, like, bro, I mean, there ain't nothing to get defensive about, man. Like, if your coaches can make it easy for you, then make it easy for you. Because in the Romo era, we made it easy for Romo. Boy, Linehan and the boys made it easy for Romo. So, shit, ain't nothing wrong with making it easy for your guy. Shit, as long as you get the results you want. But those are my thoughts. KC, what up?
What's going on, man?
What's good, boss? What you got for me?
Oh man, today is a great day. A great day. You know, I love the firing, and here's why. I never want to see anybody lose their job, first and foremost. But the reason it's a good firing is because Mike is an offensive guy. He comes from that side of the ball. He's always called his plays, even if you think back to his time in Green Bay. I think he let his assistant call plays for like a half a season one time, and that was about it. He took it over again. I want to, okay, it's his job that's on the line. I want to see him, like the last caller said, fall on his own sword. I also want to see some accountability. I'm sorry, but I don't see any accountability with Dak. You know, he's over there throwing picks. Now, I don't know, maybe it's part of the play calling. Some of the decisions are bad. But I want accountability from Dak. And with McCarthy calling the plays, I think there's going to be some of that because McCarthy's job is on the line. If they do get another OC, what I'd like to see is them get somebody from the 49ers, that Shanahan tree, that can run the ball effectively. That's really going to help Dak, in my opinion, as well. So I think it's a great day for Cowboys fans, and I think the future's looking up. And if we're looking at the Eagles, I mean, you see what they've been able to retool within a couple of years. So I think the Cowboys can do it as well if need be.
Sure. Fair enough. Good call, Casey. Appreciate you, man. Boom. My family hold me down again. Chat, can I get Flames? My dad is in the chat, man. Can we please get Flames in there for him, please? Set it off for him. Appreciate you for being here, boss. Appreciate you. But listen, like it's not gonna have to be rocket science. And I think half of the mission for this offseason or whatever is just get Dak better players, right? Just get better dudes around him. Yeah, and I understand people want to come out and say, but Voch, we had enough talent to win. We did enough. We had enough to win. Yeah, we probably did have enough to win. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you had to defend yourself, right? You know, if you had to like defend yourself from a bad guy, you know, and let's just say you got a sword, you can probably defend yourself from this bad guy with this sword. But if you had an AR-15, you can super properly defend yourself from all bad guys if you have this. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are in the race to the Super Bowl and then to win the Super Bowl, like, you don't want to just do good enough to be like, all right, y'all, I barely got here. I barely won the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, just load up. Load up. I was watching the Eagles game today, man. It's like, bro, like every time somebody made a tackle, I just thought to myself, that dude didn't get drafted here. Right? Whether Ndamukong Suh made a play, whether Chauncey Gardner-Johnson made a play, whether Darius Slay made a play, whether, pick a guy who made a play. Hassan Reddick made a play. Pick a guy on the Eagles team that made a play, and you go, they ain't draft them. They ain't draft them. They went out and got them dudes. Like, load the team up, get talent. Devontae Smith made a play, but he dropped it. AJ Brown made a play, though. I think he did. He caught one and dropped one. But whatever, right? Get talent in that room, and then get you a play caller, get your offense coordinator that just makes things simple. I know all the reports say Mike McCarthy's going to take over play calling, but that ain't going to last. Anyway. Moving on. Let's get Daryl on the phone, see what he's talking about. Shut up, Alex. What's up, Daryl?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Cool and player. What you got for the show?
Hey, I got to say something here real quick. With the Kellen Moore firing, that was pretty cool. You know, it's not pretty cool, but how he got lost his job or whatever. But it's a step in the right direction. We really needed that because, like, we led the league in, number one offense and all that good stuff and everything, but we need a new identity because we more of a ground and pound because we used to run the ball a lot and that set up the play action, and hopefully with McCarthy get somebody in there to help him out with quarterbacking, like Kurt Warner or either get Kidner in there. Maybe we can get somebody in there to to try to teach Dak a few things. Because it's because he's still coachable.
Sure.
And he's still got 2 years left on his deal, so we need to try to do something with this in third year and see what happens.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, but this is last Horado. This is last one.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah,
man.
it is.
Yeah, good call, man. Hey, man, and you know, I don't want this to be like not a distraction or whatever, right? But I don't want this to be a situation where, you know, Will still said this earlier, to where it's just so many moving parts now. Right, it just becomes this thing where we're just constantly moving parts. You know what I mean? This is happening. Big change here, moving parts. I'm like, man, that's just a lot, man. It's just a lot going on, bro. So I hope it's not like nothing too crazy, and I hope that whoever comes in to be play caller, I hope they're not changing too much, right? Because I mean, anybody can. I just hope that they change our situational things, right? Situational stuff. And I hope that they can change like the distribution of the football. I hope they can change like how guys get open, how we get CD the ball, like how we get, if Tony's around, how we get Tony around, how we get our wide receiver too that we drafted the ball, like the free agent that we just signed, you know what I mean, DeAndre, like getting those dudes. Like I would love to just get just that, right? This offense ain't a terrible offense. It's not a flawed offense. It's just we keep running the curl plays. You know what I mean? We don't have enough manufactured CD Lamb plays. We finally get CD Lamb in motion. We look good. In the next game, we stop, you know, moving CD Lamb around. Use CD Lamb. Use play action. Run the football. You know, things of that nature. That's what I mean. But anyway, we got Dave from New York. Let's see what he got to say. What's up, Dave?
Cowboys 6 Lombardi. Voch, what's good?
What's good, Playboy? Everything. What you got for the show?
Listen, you said talk about Kellen. You know, now, I think that he stayed so long because maybe the Joneses thought he was going to be that wonder boy like Sean McVay.
Yeah.
And then they're thinking, okay, we have a young coordinator. He's innovative, and he's going to take us to new heights.
Right.
He did his thing. He did his thing with the offense, because the offense was number one.
Yeah.
Now, or in top five. My thing is, my question to you is, when we hired McCarthy, right, and even in terms of being in a pandemic, he wasn't able to implement his system, his scheme in terms of the team, because you know we was doing the social distancing thing.
Right.
Now, 2 years later, why is Quinn taking the brunt of making all the calls, and why wasn't McCarthy actually saying, well, I don't think that's going to work, or even being the head coach, saying like, yo, this would do better. You know what I'm saying? Even when Dak audibles, you know, he sees things, okay, and there's an audible. Why McCarthy didn't have his hands in terms of that?
Right.
And that's all I got for you, Voch. I'm staying tuned. I'm going to hear your input, and go Cowboys. Hopefully, Mike, and we do our thing. You know what I mean?
Appreciate you,
good thing on Dan Quinn. Voch, my man.
Yeah.
Salute.
Go ahead. Appreciate you, man. Good call. Yeah, man. Dan Quinn for sure. Let me rewind Dave just to make sure I got his question right. Hold on, because I do want to answer his question. Let me make sure I got his question right. Hold on, because I do.
Being the head coach 2 years later, and why wasn't McCarthy the brunt of 2 years later? Why is Quinn taking the brunt of making all the calls, and why wasn't McCarthy actually saying, well, I don't think that's going to work, or even being the head coach, saying like, yo, this would do better. You know what I'm saying? Even when Dak audibles, you know, he sees things, okay, and there's an audible. Why McCarthy didn't have his hands in terms of that? And that's all I got.
Right. That's your question. All right, cool. Appreciate you, Dave. Good question. Hey, man, because I still do think, and look, there's no coaching change that can absolve us from this nonsense. But the front office still involved, man. There's still front office politics involved. So, you know, if you Mike McCarthy, you know, I don't care who you are, honestly, because there's been many people that have said it or whatever. But we could be like, all right, bro, like, see, you know, Tony Pollard needs to be getting the ball the majority of the time, expeditiously. Tony Pollard needs to be featured. Tony Pollard needs to be the guy. Tony Pollard needs to get 78% of the the workload or whatever. Zeke can get 22, but there's still someone that taps somebody on the shoulder that says, you know what, against the 49ers, Zeke still got to get the first play. We still gonna run Zeke out there, and Zeke gonna get the first play. And we're still gonna involve Zeke and things. No matter how much better Tony Pollard is than anybody, Zeke's gonna still be the face of this. We're gonna get it done regardless. We're gonna win even with Zeke being the first running back, and then so yeah. Oh, okay. Well, so by the end of the third quarter, Tony Pollard can have 18 carries to Zeke's 5 carries, but in the fourth quarter, Zeke gonna catch up to make sure it don't look like somebody's tapping somebody on the shoulder. So I don't even think that's on Mike McCarthy, bro. I just think any coach you have up in here, there's gonna be some type of roster politics, unfortunately. So. That is what that is. So everybody talking about some draft Bijan Robinson. If Bijan, Tony, and Zeke here, who you think gonna get the first carry in week 1? I really want y'all to answer. You know what I mean? Just I want to know what y'all have on that. If Tony Pollard, Bijan Robinson, and Ezekiel Elliott on this team, who getting the first carry week 1? I don't give a damn who the head coach or the offense coordinator. Everybody saying Bijan, you're lying to yourself. Everybody saying Bijan, you're lying to yourself. Cause if that's the case, Tony will be getting the first carry in the. That ain't got a lot of me. Look, Bijan should get the first carry. Well, to be fair, if those three are here, Bijan and Tony should be getting most of the work. However you want to split it. But don't fool yourself. Don't even fool yourself. Don't even fool yourself. Bijan, Bijan's the first round pick. How about Zeke, the first round pick that still get the first carry of the game? You ain't got a lot of me. You ain't got a lot of me, player. You ain't got a lot of me. All this brand new Bijan talk. You ain't got a lot of me, bro. If them 3 running backs on the roster, Zeke getting that first carry. Bijan probably get in quick. Zeke getting that first carry. You ain't got a lot of me. TP is not a first round pick. Jerry is gonna play his first round guy. But regardless of what the eye test said, what the number test says, what the analytics say, Tony the better back. Zeke gonna get that first catch. Zeke limped out there. We saw Zeke limp onto the field with a big ass elbow brace on his knee. Tony held it in a mug. Zeke got first carry. Y'all ain't got a lot of me, cuz. You got a lot of me. Bishop Kane, what's up, player?
Man, what's up, Voch?
What up, boss? You ain't got a lot of me. What's good with you? What you got for the show?
First off, to piggyback on what you said, man, I don't give a damn if Barry Sanders was in his prime. Zeke getting that carry, man. Them Joneses love Zeke, man.
Yep.
When that's your boy, if Jason Witten was on this team right now, who you think they gonna line up?
Jason?
Jason Witten.
Jason Witten.
When the Jones like somebody, that's they boy. Mm-hmm. You see how and one more thing. So all the people keep saying sorry to Kellen about losing his job. Trust me, y'all, he is okay. Yeah. He is okay.
Yeah.
They made that boy millions of dollars. Yeah. He made more money as a coach than he ever did as a backup quarterback. I can guarantee y'all that. So they extended his life in the NFL for a very long time.
Yeah.
Now, about that Kellen, man, I love it's a love-hate with the reaction. Not the firing. I love that they fired him. It's just that I hate that y'all waited till y'all seen the Eagles go and y'all knew y'all fans was going to be mad. So y'all said, fuck it, hurry up and fire Kellen Moore so they don't got nothing to talk about. So we don't got to talk about, damn, the Eagles went and that should have been us. Right. You know what I'm saying? Woo. I peep how they perfect at PR over there at Cowboy Land. And I just kind of peeped that. I don't want nobody to feel like they flew under the radar with it. They were not sleek.
Mm-hmm.
But, one more thing I gotta say is I just hope the word of this next season should be accountability from the top to the bottom. These people, they accountable for getting Dak some help. Their drafting always been good. They accountable for getting some free agent help though. Hey, even Dan Quinn, that's my boy. But hey, Anthony Brown was fucking up for some years. Somebody needs to get in Anthony Brown's face. We accountable for when Trey Dees and them. Hey, bro, we got to talk to our players when they mess it up.
That
same thing when Dak's throwing picks. We don't see nobody saying nothing to him.
We got to be accountable. We need accountability from the top to the bottom. And that's all I got to say, man. I appreciate you, Voch, man.
Appreciate you for calling in, man. Salute. Man. Accountability from top to bottom. That T. Higgins catch is crazy. My goodness. Hey, man, Joe back in the fight, just like that. Anyway, let's get back into it, man. Let's get these calls out of the way. Then we're gonna go. We'll go do a raid on Law Nation. See what he talking about.
Turn to that play right there. Most them.
Okay, Law up there with Twin and Big Scooby. Shouts out to Big Scooby now. All right, cool. Shouts out to y'all. All right, cool. Let's get these unknown numbers in here. So I'll let y'all go. Y'all go have some dinner. 302, what's up? Who this?
Hey, what's up, man? My name's Jamal.
What up, Jamal?
Thanks for having me on the show.
Appreciate you. What you got for the show today?
Quick, Real quick, I mean, the best thing for me is to take us out of this Ernie Zampese going all the way back North Turner offense, and maybe we'll modernize. But ultimately, the last 2 years down the stretch, we ain't been able to run the ball.
Yeah.
And when you can't run the ball late, and part of it is Zeke, I would say this, and we'll get off your line. Zeke got to either sign up to be a real fullback, like Kyle Juszczyk style, or we can't bring him back because you're right. They always go put him in the game when they shouldn't. The Eagles and all them other teams have interchangeable backs, and we got one slug, and that's it. Thanks, bro.
Appreciate it, Jamal. I just put you down platinum. Next time you call in, we'll know it's you, man. Salute. And you know, half of the problem is just using personnel properly. Like having personnel, using personnel properly, man. That's easy. Like we don't have to overthink none of this. Man. Using personnel properly and better dudes. That's it, man. I don't even think I'm in for. Look, I don't even think I want to see Zeke at fullback, bro. I don't even think I want to see that, man, because Zeke's not the big muscle that he used to be, right? And I feel like if you add muscle to Zeke, he'll just go back to being. Well, shit. I mean, if you add muscle to Zeke, he wouldn't turn into any kind of bruising back that he once was. I just think he'll be slower. He'll be slower. You know, Zeke comes out every single year slimmer than he's ever been, losing more weight than he's ever been. You know what I'm saying? Like we always do this with Zeke, man. We do this every single time. Oh man, Zeke is in the best shape of his life. You hear me what I say? The best shape of his life, and all we go is, man, I know Zeke got some burst. And then Zeke will drop a video of him running around in some sand on the beach, and we'll go, Zeke got some burst. And just like anybody that's well rested, the first few weeks of the season, Zeke got some burst. But then he get tired. Because we didn't warm down over the years. And by the time we get to week, 13? By the time we get to week 13, Zeke ain't got no burst no more. Zeke ain't got no burst no more, man. Shame. So now, in my mind, I don't think Zeke, I said this the other day on the volume, and y'all should be watching the volume. Appreciate you. People look at Zeke like he's a bruising back now. Oh, well, Zeke lost his speed. He's just a bruising back now. I think Tony break more tackles than Zeke. You know what I mean? And Zeke don't run like a bruising back. He don't run like A.J. Dillon. Zeke run like a slow Tony Pollard, bro. Zeke be trying to get east and west, and that shit don't be working, man. Like Zeke don't run like a big dude. So trying to make Zeke a fullback and his body not built for it, I think that's a horrible idea. Put Zeke at fullback, and he already worn down. He already tired. He already been taking blows his whole life. So we're going to take Zeke, put him at fullback, and make him block big people 40 times a game. And then hand the ball off to Zeke and make him try to be a bruising back after he lost weight and after he done slimmed up. Voch, well, just put some weight on Zeke, then he slows down. And now he's slower than any other fullback that you got on the team. Zeke put on weight now, and now Sean McEwen faster than him. Can't do it, bro. 520. What's up? Who this?
What's up, Voch? This is Ali. Full disclosure, I am an Eagles fan, so go Birds, but this Kellen Moore conversation is interesting.
Salute. What's good? What you got for the show?
So, a lot of your callers already mentioned it, so you guys should be thankful, and I think I'm going to have to convince you more than some others. Kellen Moore's offense is ass. I hate the Dallas Cowboys. I hate ass offense worse. I watched that film, San Fran. It's awful. Kellen Moore's offense has no consistency, no identity, and he does absolutely no favors for his quarterbacks. He's got him on 5-read pure progression systems, and he's got maybe 4 weapons if he's lucky, and maybe 2 guys that can block for him. It makes no freaking sense.
Yeah.
So let me tell you a story real quick, because I'm being very quick with you, so this is good. Jalen Hurts was an ass pocket passer last year. Steichen took over the offense, simplified shit, went into the run game, gave him pre-snap alerts, simplified his progressions a shit ton, and then Jalen Hurts worked with Tom House and worked on his fundamentals. Dak is slow and sloppy. He has some really good games, some really good plays, but he's fundamentally inconsistent as a pocket passer. He is. I watched film. He's messy and sloppy. Generally, the organization, I think, has a lack of attention to detail, and that's a huge problem. And that's the Mike McCarthy problem. So firing Kellen Moore ain't going to fix that. But if you get someone that can simplify the offense and make it actually work for Dak to highlight his strengths and minimize his weaknesses, if you can get him to really work on the fundamentals of his game, I know you guys fired your quarterback coach too or whatever, get that working in the offseason, and then you can go get an A.J. Brown, a T. Higgins, whatever, and then get some better offensive linemen. I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm trying to do you guys a favor. We have the best offensive line in football. Super Bowl. Get better on the offensive line. Then you can go after all the weapons you want to. Because if Dak is getting people in his face all day, he's not going to make the throws.
I mean, thanks. Okay. I ain't really, I ain't really hit a fight today. I think Dak should get a little more credit for you, but I don't totally disagree on your Kellen point. But that's cool. That's cool.
Cool, man. Thank you for taking my call.
Cool, appreciate you. What's your name again? You say Allie?
Allie, yeah.
All right, cool. I'll put you down platinum next time you call in. We'll what that looks like. Ally. So hold on. Let's go Allie so I know it's Allie. All right, cool. Congrats. Good job for getting here. Shouts out to you, you and your Eagles and all that. And I hope y'all lose to whoever win tonight. Good call.
Thanks, man. No worries.
Salute. Don't be calling my show talking about my quarterback, bro. Don't be calling my show. I ain't calling my show. Hey, relax, bud. Hey, yo, look, we can equally hate on Kellen Moore because he's not a Cowboy no more. But don't talk about my quarterback, bro. Don't talk about 9-3 Dak Prescott, bro. Don't have some class. have some class, my guy. I don't want to hear it. Shouts out to Allie though. 817. What up? Who this?
This is Daryl. Can you hear me?
What's up, Daryl? What you got for the show?
Yeah, this is Daryl from Fort Worth, not Dallas. Have him call in a minute.
So okay. Okay. So do you calling me on a new phone because you sound like I know you already?
No, it's not a new phone. It's just been a minute.
Okay. Well,
so anyway,
cool. Go ahead.
It's all good.
Gotcha.
Let me tell you what I got. All right. So I wasn't necessarily for firing Kellen Moore. What I wanted was like an experienced consultant to come in and tweak, make him 10% better or something. Because my concern is you get what are we going to do? Now we got a new playbook. We got new terms that everybody got to learn. When you get a new OC, that's usually not that first year is usually not very good because everybody's trying to figure it out. Right now, Dak knows that playbook. So I'm concerned about that part. That's why I was really wanting to tweak it more than just, rip the Band-Aid off with Kellen. So that was my first real thing about that. The other thing we've been talking about, the free agency, can we talk about that for a half second?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So, we talk about not being aggressive in free agency. And the reason that they stopped being aggressive because they sucked at it. We spent a bunch of money on free agents, and they couldn't even start. Some of them,
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the other problem becomes, why do we have any confidence that Jerry or Steven knows how to build a Super Bowl team?
Okay.
That's a question. That's real. Why do we have any confidence in that?
Okay.
So that's it. That's what I got. That's the problem. Jerry Steven is a real problem, but I just, I don't know if we could have got who we could have gotten that has a similar playbook as Kellen that could have helped him out. But I guess Mike should have been doing that, but I don't know.
Well, I think like a common trend in the league nowadays is like, teams are going for less complex offenses. They're just trying to make things simpler. They want to make things complex for the defense, but not complex for the players. So in my mind, if you get a good offensive guy, then it wouldn't be very much of a learning curve. You know what I'm saying? Just, get the talent and just go through your learning curve through off season, through training camp, and the first couple of years of the, first couple of weeks of the season or whatnot. And cause you can point to all these teams that get brand new coaches year one, and they just play better. I mean, look at Lawrence, look at Hurts and them. Look at Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones ain't as good as the other four quarterbacks I mentioned, but adding new bodies isn't always a detriment to your system. But Daryl from Fort Worth and not Dallas, appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man. Peace out.
Yes, sir. You know what I mean? I used to be worried about that same thing, man. But teams don't make playbooks that complicated anymore. And it's interesting because me and Will still talk about this all the time. Will's in training camp and had a conversation with Will Greer. We just name dropping shit that we do in training camp or whatever. And Will Greer said, "Yeah, man, this playbook complicated as hell. You know what I mean? This is a complicated playbook. I don't think the playbook should be complicated. You know what I mean? Your teacher. I mean, I say your teachers, your coaches should have things in place to make it complicated for the team that's defending you, and not the players that's running the plays. You know what I mean? But anyway, last call of the day, 832. What up? Who this?
Yo, can you hear me, Voch?
Hello?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Voch, this is Mark. I'm out here in Houston, Texas, man.
What's up,
How
Mark?
y'all doing?
What's up, Mark? What you got for the show? Go ahead.
Hey, thank you for taking my call. Hey, real quick.
Yes, sir.
Just happened with Kellen Moore maybe about a season and 4 games too late.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy should have seen that we got all these Cooper Rush fanboys here, and the reason why is because they simplified things, they played to their strengths, and they made Cooper Rush a lot better than he was because they actually coached. Right. And that's what Kellen Moore needed. I'm not necessarily one way or the other about firing him, but this is Mike McCarthy, what he should have done, had his hands on the offensive playbook. They didn't hire him to come in and CEO the offense. He can CEO the defense, because he did that. When he saw it wasn't working, he got somebody in there to do it. Dan Quinn, he let Dan Quinn alone. But he let Kellen Moore run around here 2 or 3 years messing up. And they need to cut off 2 games in a row in the playoffs by the same team, do the same nonsense. When you got Zeke out here hiking the football on a trick play that ain't trick nobody,
madness,
and they wiping out it and they laughing at you, it's time to do something else. I don't know why it got to come to that, but it did. So, all right, good. Now, Mike, what you need to do is go get him somebody to I don't know if you call him an offensive coordinator, get somebody to hold the play sheet. Because that's what you should do with Kellen Moore. You lose games on Sunday because you ain't done nothing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I ain't in the room, I'm not in the building with them. Right. But Kellen Moore's play sheet should have been Mike McCarthy's playbook. Kellen Moore shouldn't be calling nothing but what Mike McCarthy wanted called. Yeah. That's how you groom Kellen Moore. You don't change who Kellen Moore is, but you teach him how to call a game based on what's going on and what's going to work for what he got on hand. That's why you had that 5 game with Cooper Rush, for you to use that as a template. What was everybody saying when Dak came back? If they play the same offense with Dak, they going to kill people.
Right.
Why? Because Dak is that damn good.
Whatever you think of Dak is good. Dak has made Kellen Moore look a lot better than the last couple of years than Kellen Moore might be. Kellen Moore might be the smartest dude in the room, but that don't mean he knows everything.
Right.
So we're going to see what's going on now. Thanks for taking my call, dog.
Yo, Mark, fantastic call. I just put you down platinum, so next time you call in, I know it's you, man. Salute.
That's what's up. Keep it pushing, baby. Keep it pushing.
Appreciate it, big dog. Fantastic call, man. Fantastic call. Whew. Chat. Listen, man. If you haven't liked the stream, would you please, if you came in late, rewind and play it again. We had a 3-way call with me, Fussy King, and my man's Will Skywalker Steele. We had Jay Tuck in the building. We had Dave Hellman in the building, showing love. You know what I'm saying? We had some good calls today. Some of them was pretty sad, but we had some good calls today for the most part. And we had a cool little Voch Lombardi reaction day. We wasn't even supposed to go live today, man. We wasn't even supposed to go live today, man. But we got the work in, bro. So all I need y'all to do is just hit the like button, because we went crazy today, man. Come on, man. We went crazy today, man. We went crazy today, man. Shouts out to Dave Hellman, man. Dave Hellman came in, you know what I'm saying, showed some love. And look, he was about to do some I'm busy shit. Everybody, all the beat writers, all the Cowboy media people, they were going into doing some important shit because, I mean, damn, we just got a big ass news drop. But hey, man, I guess, that just, you know what I'm saying, people rock with Voch, so appreciate them. Let's see. Appreciate you, Alex. Let's read some supers. And congratulations, Alex. Alex the Eagles fan, man. Alex, comes up in here and he's an Eagles fan, but he's a part of our family. He congregates with us every day. He's not the goofy, annoying Eagles fans that be up in here. I actually consider Alex to be part of the family. He's like the other team. So congrats to you, sir. The rest of the Eagles fans, though,
basically, fuck them.
But congrats to you, sir. Where my supers at? Supers. Boom, 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 boom. All right, got some supers here. Actually, let me go to the super page to make sure I don't miss no supers. I want to make sure I don't miss no super chats. And I'm sure some good questions in the super chats. There we go. We'll move this over there. Here we go. Today the 29th. It's always more supers in the super section than in the thing section. All right. Toxic Tom Downey burner account dropped a deuce and says 21 clap salute 21 clap salute to the Jason Garrett era. Yeah, man, the Jason Garrett era is gone bye-bye. You hear me? We ain't gotta worry about it no more. Make Siaka equal one of your next film sessions on Patreon. I still gotta rejoin. I think he would be a good pick for y'all in the late first. Hey, we'll get there. I don't know nothing about him. Draft season is early. I'll get that at some point. We're gonna start with Jalen Carter and Will Anderson in Patreon. So patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. I already got that film session done, but of course I watch more films than what I watch on Patreon with y'all. But Patreon Monday we'll watch Jalen Carter. So tap in. Let's see. Who I left off on? Cool Hand Lou, he dropped 5 and says, fired on his day off. Got him on camera, not calling good ass plays. Not calling good pass plays. Cowboys say they gonna talking about pressing charges. Good job, boy. Carlton dropped 5 and says, is there a short list of guys you think could take the OC job? No, because every time there's a new offense coordinator, I've never heard of that person ever in my life. Never. I don't know these. I don't never know these people. But once I know where they come from, I can go watch film on that, and I'll have a good idea of who these people are. So I don't know nobody. I don't know none of them. Cause look, man, Steichen, Kafka, like all these dudes just show up one day and they be like, all right, these dudes call plays for us, and I'd be like, I don't know who these motherfuckers. I don't know who these people are. I don't know who the fuck these people are, but hey, they the play callers, Hopefully we'll get one of those low key dudes that we never heard of that are geniuses, that are just like some assistant quarterbacks coach right now. Hopefully that's the goal there. Appreciate the call. Hype Vision drop 5. It says Dak better step up now after this firing. Make or break year for him. Defense did its thing. No more picks. Jeez. Well, like, just like we said earlier, let's call plays to where, Dak ain't got to make a tight window throw. Dak doesn't have to make those kind of decisions, or at least so much. B-Ball 1211 says neither Mike or Dan can win with the Joneses budget. Okay. Dom dropped the deuce and says Mike McCarthy is taking his destiny into his own hands, dog. He down on the shield, bro. Salute. 100%. Yo, Pat Mahomes crazy, B. That motherfucker crazy, bro. Yo, look, I appreciate y'all for like tuning into me and watching me or whatever. I don't want y'all to miss this game though. Like, watch this game also. It's a pretty damn good game. Joe and Pat up here dueling. Dom says, cool, appreciate you, brother. All is well. Drop the deuce and says, what if they bring in Jason Garrett for the offense coordinator? Appreciate you, bro. Chris Peterson dropped the deuce and says, Mike can't manage the clock. Do you trust him to call plays? Well, I think every coach is bad with play call. I mean, every coach is bad with clock management. So even your favorite coaches are bad with clock management. So it is what it is. 85 GT dropped the 5 and says if Mike McCarthy fails, I feel better he failed on his own terms. I don't want that motherfucker to fail ever. I don't give a fuck who terms it. It could be his terms, Dan Quinn terms, Kellen Moore's terms, Apple's terms and conditions. I don't give a fuck who terms it is. When the goddamn guy, I don't want him to ever fail. I don't want him to ever fail. You shitting me? Well, I kind of like the idea that Mike McCarthy could fail. On his own turn. No. Weird. Alex says, "What's up, Alex?" He said, "How you feel about Micah rooting for Philly in the bowl?" I don't give a fuck. All these dudes in the league, they all friends anyway. They're all friends. They're all friends in real life. And then plus Alex too. Like, and look, Alex, this some real shit too. I've said this before, right? I've said this before. I think fan rivalry is the dumbest shit in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I root for my team for the most part. And if you see me talking shit to a fan, I'm most likely defending myself. Or getting my lick back, right? But most of these players don't dislike each other. Most of these players are friends. Most of these players work out in the off season. You know what I'm saying? Like Micah will go work with Chase Young or something, and Darius Slay, he's friends with Trey Diggs and shit. You know what I mean? Like, they're just playing football and they friends with each other. Now, if the Eagles are playing the Cowboys that week, you may get some slight shit talk out of me. But and this could just be Voch being 30 years old, right? I'm just an old man now. It's just so ridiculous to me. I'm just gonna wake up and find the Eagles fan and be like, starting beef with you just because this my team, that's your team. Fuck you. And look, I know what I said about what I just said earlier.
Basically, fuck them.
That people be bothering me first. You know what I mean? And I understand, you a public figure or whatever, podcasting, and that comes with it. So then I do defend myself. But man, look, bro, like, it ain't as serious as a lot of people make it. You know what I mean? I've always been that way. It ain't as serious as most people make it. When you hear me like super wishing for the Eagles to lose, it's because they've said something to me, and boy, this would be the perfect shit talk if y'all lost to Houston. Or boy, this would be the perfect shit talk if, if y'all lost to Cooper Rush, or if just Dak beat y'all motherfuckers again. You know what I mean? It's just the perfect shit talk. If that, like, there was even a point to where I was sitting on my couch, right, and I had no dog in this fight, but I was like, ooh boy, Eagles fans better not let Josh Johnson come back and win this goddamn game. If Eagles fans let Josh come and win this goddamn game, I'm raising hell, my boy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, I find myself doing that just because, you know, Eagles fans, you know, bother me first. But if nobody bother me first, you won't catch me beef. I don't be beefing with Washington football Wizards and Giants. Well, Giants fans starting this new shit because they think that Daniel Jones is fucking elite somehow and he's better than Dak Prescott just because they're in the playoffs now. But you don't see me doing this shit with nobody. But you know, whatever. Music's back on. Mind my business. But yeah, shouts out to y'all, Alex. You and your Eagles fan, except the rest of y'all motherfuckers. True Believer dropped a deuce and says Nussmeier fired as well. Is that true? Is that true? Let's go see. Let's go see if Nussmeier is also fired. Charles Buzz says, I'm not cheering for nobody but the Cowboys. That's real shit, Charles. I said earlier, I hope the lights go off in the stadium. I hope they cancel the motherfucking game. I hope they cancel the goddamn game, boy. I don't care about nothing. Let's just type in Doug Nussmeier and see what happens. Doug. How the fuck you spell Nussmeier? Okay, there we go. Perfect. Contract not renewed. All right, cool. Same thing. Quarterbacks coach Doug Nussmeier will also not return to the Cowboys. He was out of contract and has had a few teams reach out to him, including at least one for a coordinator job, per source. The Cowboys will be looking for an offense coordinator, quarterbacks coach, running backs coach, O-lines coach. Okay, cool. Hey man, let's go find John Kitna to see what he's doing. Let's go find John Kitna, man, see what he's doing. But anyway, Josh Johnson, what's up? What's good? What's good, Josh? Wish y'all the one today. I wish y'all the one today, my guy. But listen, man, let me tell you what I don't dislike about all these moves on offense, man. We did the same thing to the defense. We did the same thing to the defense, bro. We stripped down the entire defense, and it worked. It worked, bro. Everybody that was a part of something on defense, that shit got the powers of the Black Panther was stripped away. And then Quinn came in that bitch, brought all his homeboys with him. Shit, come on, Joe. Come on, motherfucker. Hey, and you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. So that's that. That's all the super chats we got. That's all the super chats we got. Alex says, stay on and commentate the end of the Chiefs game.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction.
Let me find a Cowboy content creator.
We made this one up.
See if we can raid them real quick.
It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer. Not this time. It never happened. It's false. It never happened. It's a fake. It's fiction.
Go live.
It's an urban legend that never happened.
Stay live for the Bengals and Chiefs.
Not a chance. Not this time. It never happened. It never happened.
Never.
We made this one up. It's fiction.
Let's see who's live right now. Okay, Rome is live right now. Mark Holmes is live right now. That rhymes. Law Nation is on right now. The Big Time Show. I don't know who that is. The Big Time Show? How many subs the Big Time Show got? Do any of y'all watch the Big Time Show? We about to go raid the Big Time Show. Give me a second. Let's see if we can get a good raid on the Big Time Show. Shouts out to Rome though. Rome doing his numbers over there. He's fine. We're gonna raid the Big Time Show.
These guys and get the maximum out of every player that's on that roster.
That's right.
You can't have guys you're drafting that have talent and you don't know how to utilize them because, you know, let's think about it.
Hold on,
T.Y. Hilton came in here. They brought him in. We was all wooed by T.Y. Hilton. I think he got about 4 targets for the whole time. He was 5 targets for the whole.
Am I getting on
game.
Twitch? Probably not. This was gonna be my Twitch, but
you guys. Well, I think
Law
now,
would definitely be live. All right, y'all. Listen, this is what we gonna do. Okay, let me pause you because somebody's screaming on your phone. All right, chat. This is what we're gonna do. Run over to the big time show. Tell him Voch Lombardi sent you. We're gonna see if we can get a shout out. You know what I'm saying? See if we can get him to shout our chat box out. Shout the community out. The big time show.
But I think we're gonna be into a West Coast offense, which I think that's
you're gonna shout the big time show out. Here we go. I may not get on Twitch tonight. It's 8:00. We got work tomorrow. This was gonna be Twitch time.
Offense would have been great.
Yeah, I agree.
But as I said, big show, great show as always, man. And you've been one of the big components of this, man.
Oh, I know I am.
Your voice always matters.
I appreciate you. I know I am. I know I've been asking for it. And you ain't gotta tell me. Ain't nobody gonna tell me different. I've been saying it for years. I appreciate you, Voch. All these folks are coming from Voch Lombardi. Oh my goodness, Voch Lombardi just sent his whole crew at me. What's up, man? Appreciate all of y'all that's coming in.
Dom the Monko. Make sure you tell these people that coming this way. But please, people, like, share, and subscribe, man.
I appreciate you. All right, Coach, I got another call coming in. This is my brother Gary. Appreciate you, Coach. Appreciate you.
From Gary.
Is that my guy Gary in here?
That's the jail phone.
Gary.
That's the jail phone, man. He said, you have an incoming call from Voch. Do you accept the charges? Like, damn, G. That's called Voch Lombardi. Hey, man, listen, man. This really what be getting me, man. And look, man, shouts out to everybody, bro. Shouts out to everybody, man. But I feel like I say my name more than anybody. And it's almost like, you know, like, all right, bro, like, you know, all right, y'all, it's Voch Lombardi, da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. And no matter how much I say Voch Lombardi, I keep getting Voch. How do we keep getting Voch? And let's do one more raid, then dip out. Let's do one more raid, then and then dip out, because Rome is doing good work over there too. Let me hit refresh though. I just typed in Kellen Moore and I moved everything to live.
Jump in here and talk to y'all. I didn't even really get to digest it well.
One more. Oh man, Sugar Daddy Williams ain't in the chat. Oh man, I'm hurt.
Pause. Sorry, your name it makes me. I gotta pause it instantly. They gonna kill Dak every day. The media do not like that.
One last one. Let's raid Rome and see if we can get a little shout out.
I was in Walmart earlier today.
Let's raid Rome. See if we can get y'all a shout out, man.
Hate that dude.
Yep, Kellen Moore got fired, or Kellen. They mutually moved on from Kellen.
Cowboy Chris, my peoples. Like, they gonna kill Dak no matter what.
Shout my chat box out, man. Come on, Rome. Do the right thing, man. Shout my chat box out, man. Do the right thing.
Somebody said if the fans get their wish, who is our next QB? Somebody from the draft.
Shout my chat out, man. Come on, man.
Cowboys ain't. I'm not going into QB. This is why I don't want to get rid of that. I remember the Quincy Carter years.
Shout my chat out,
Bledsoe, Vinny Testaverde.
I feel you, but shout my chat out, Rome. Come on,
excuse me. When it was wow.
Rome, shout my chat out, bro. Do the right thing, man.
Like, I remember them years.
Rome, shout my chat out, man. Come on, man.
It was wild.
Rome, shout my chat out, Rome.
Hold on, Voch in here?
Come on, man. Shout my chat out, Rome.
Who said that, Voch?
Come on, man.
I miss Voch.
Shout my chat out, Rome. Come on, man.
Voch in here.
Do the right thing, Rome.
Chat 1,000 people in this stream. Voch still streaming, probably.
Rome, do the right thing. Shout my chat out, man. Come on, man.
Oh, Voch Raid. That's my.
Come on, Rome. Come on, man. Shout my chat out.
Voch over here. That's my guy. That's why I love Voch,
Come on, man. Shout my chat out.
If Voch is watching, when y'all get back, tell Voch CFT said I appreciate him.
Okay.
Love Voch, man.
Okay, that's kind of shout y'all out, right?
Showing me love like that.
That's okay.
Appreciate you.
That's kind of shout y'all out, right?
Voch peoples is my peoples.
There we go. Voch peoples,
Voch
my
the type
people.
person that's gonna come out. We going undefeated next year till we ain't.
Because we are, motherfuckers.
That's what I love my guy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all show some love. Hey, Cartel, put some fire emojis in the chat for the Voch raid.
There we go.
Put Voch raid fire emoji. Fire emojis in there.
That's the fuck I'm talking about.
Show them some love,
That's
man.
the fuck I'm talking about. That's the fuck I'm talking about, Ron. That's what I'm talking about, Ron.
Man, Voch gang, you deserve some love.
That's what I'm talking about, Ron.
Please.
That's what I'm talking about.
If y'all don't mind.
That's what I'm talking about, Ron. That's what I'm talking about.
I saw Kellen Moore meeting with the Chargers.
All right, we moving
and that's
on.
what's up.
All right, we moving on.
Hey, man, wish him the best. I hope he has success. I
Law
don't
got
care.
all right. There we go. Law in there. Got shirtless men calling in on the daggum Zoom call, man. Law brave, man. Law brave. And see, Alex, that's one last thing before I leave. I don't want to be the guy that comes up with a name because I inherently hate YouTube stuff. Right? It's two things I hate about YouTube stuff, right? Is I hate YouTubers that put too much energy into themselves, like just too much YouTube energy. Don't you hate when you watch a YouTube intro and the motherfucker go, "What's up, everybody that's tuning in right now? We're here with another episode of Voch Lombardi Live, man. Listen, we got a crazy show for you guys. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I'm like, bro, slow down, bro. We don't know what you saying, bro. Like, bro, we don't know what you saying, bro. Like, bro, just be you. Just be you, bro. Just be you. And then the other thing that I'm like, that I'm not critical of. People can do what they want to do, but I just think it's so crazy when people be like, "All right, y'all, the Beehive, the Barbs," you know what I mean? People just got names. I'm just a dude on YouTube, man. I don't even like calling people fans. I be like my audience, my chat, my people that watch me, my people that support me, my critics, my detractors. You know what I'm saying? I don't like saying fans, man. Y'all are just people that support me. Cut my candle off. Y'all are people that support me. Y'all are people that show me love, and I appreciate y'all, man. I'm just some dude from Natchez, Mississippi. I moved to Texas. I cut a camera on with a microphone, and I'm still surprised that people even know me, man. That I can call Dave Hellman. He can come on my show and tell me what the hell going on. Hey, show one of these other YouTubers some love, man. Go watch Law. Go watch the Big Time Show. Go watch Rome. Go watch everybody, man, after we leave here. Love y'all to pieces, man. I'll see y'all on Volume tomorrow. This was a dope show. Impromptu show. Did our little 2 hours. It was cool. Not doing Twitch tonight. This last 2 hours was going to be the time slot that I was going to do Twitch, but not going to be able to do it. Love y'all to pieces, man. Y'all hold down for Doski Woski the Peachki Weeshki, man. Until next time, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And I'm dropping a draft film session tomorrow. We're doing draft work on Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. We're going live on Twitch tomorrow. And I'll see y'all then, man. Salute. Peace.